What a week to be alive to be covering politics. Boy, there's been a lot of things happening, and shout out to old Nancy Pelosi here. She is finally packing it in for the day. She's not retiring from politics or anything like that. She's just stepping down from a leadership role, but still, staying on the books so that she could do all of her trading after hours. She still needs that inside information, and by gum, what else could an 82-year-old fossil do? She's been in, okay, like she was at state level politics in California in the late 70s, early 80s. She has been in Congress 3 years longer than I've been alive. She's been there for 35 years. 35 years, and she's been in charge of the House of Democrats since 2006, okay? Actually about the exact same time that Mitch McConnell, who theoretically stands to lose one seat in the Senate, and had the audacity and 37 other idiots decided to re-elect him because he's been doing such a swell old job. Actually, about the funniest thing that I've seen The Onion, and the most productive thing that they've seen them do in the past half a decade, they really bit hard onto the blue pill. They had a tweet and I couldn't find it, but maybe they realized that, oh shit, we actually told a funny joke, we better get rid of that. But they had a picture of Mitch McConnell with a big old inflated jowl, and the caption was something to the effect of, during a leadership challenge, Mitch McConnell inflated his neck pouch as a sign of dominance. That was almost funny, and they had it there, and I couldn't find it. If you guys can find it, it might be worth a little bit of a chuckle, but I think we have enough laughing material right here because Nancy Pelosi is finally fucking gone, okay? She's just gonna sit in the back bench like, oh, what old fucking Maxine Waters. I guess I can just sit back there and fucking knock back a few. It was a little bit too obvious while she had the gavel in her hand. She just kept spilling her fucking martini or whatever, Colt 45, whatever the old bitch drinks. I don't know, man. It doesn't really much matter, but she can go do it in the cover of darkness. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on November 17th, earlier today, announced that she would step down from leadership of House Democrats after Republicans flipped the lower chamber. Scripture teaches us. Well, bitch, you were there when it was all fucking written, so of course you can quote scripture. It tells us that for everything there is this season, a time for every purpose under heaven. What is she giving her own fucking eulogy, for Christ's sakes? For me, the hour has come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect, and I am grateful that so many are ready and willing to shoulder this awesome responsibility. Yeah, well, that's nice. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Pelosi won a re-election in the midterms with 84% of the vote, easily defeating Republican John Dennis. Yeah, she's going to remain in Congress, okay? And again, it's an easy Democratic win district right in the heart of San Francisco. There's no hope in California. I got a future video that should be coming out early next week about what's going on because they're finally calling elections in Los Angeles. Nothing shady about that, but you get what you fucking deserve out there. So who's going to be taking over for this old bitch, okay? That's kind of what I want to know. And it's weird, the only person who took an L in this election and at least had the wherewithal to step back was Nancy fucking Pelosi. So at the same time, I'm making fun of her because there's just so much fucking material, and I ain't gonna miss an opportunity to pettily snipe at this old bag. One, I gotta give big ups to the Democrats for actually, combing their own ranks in order to refill them. Good on them, because yeah, she's the most prominent one that's gonna be stepping down, but other leaders are also taking a step back. That's if I was a Democrat, I would definitely applaud this. Okay, you guys lost the midterms in the House. Okay, 1000%. Okay, at worst, you picked up one seat in the Senate. Congratulations, you still have Biden pulling the strings. All right, whatever. Most of the people, everybody was behind different candidates during the 2020 election. Like, I know this isn't my team or anything like that. These aren't people that I fucking support, but I still understand the situation. They didn't want Biden, okay? They were reluctantly, through gritted teeth. Some of them had pillows in between those teeth, but they would just go down there and reluctantly cast their vote for Biden, and so would several other previous generations, but that's neither here nor there. But at least they're getting a change in leadership, something that, oh my god, everybody on the right just wants, okay? Two of the 5 most unpopular leaders in all of politics are Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell is number 1. Right behind that, Kamala Harris. And then Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi's right there as well. And then it's Kevin McCarthy. Kamala Harris is like a big unlike, but Mitch McConnell tops that. Nobody likes this fucker. Nobody within his party, okay, except for the 37 people that he pays very handsomely. But anyways, to wrap this part up, okay, the number 2 Democrat in the House of Representatives on November 17th announced that he will be leaving the leadership shortly after Nancy Pelosi said that she would not seek another term as the Democratic leader, while the number 3 Democrat also indicated he would step down. All right, Majority Leader Steny Hoyer. This motherfucker's ancient, okay, in another incredibly safe Democratic district. So Nancy Pelosi, Steny Hoyer, and wouldn't that also be the number 3? Isn't that Bennett Thompson? But yo, they can handpick their successors, so that'll be very interesting. I'll be keeping an eye on that as well. It's not going to be headline worthy or anything like that, but to just sense the direction of the party politic within the Democratic apparatus, it's very interesting, okay? Because there's obviously, and we're going to be able to dispel the whole Republican Civil War narrative here in a bit. I can see the one article I'm going to be pulling up here shortly, and it fucking validates my opinions that I've been saying over this past week and change, so go fuck anybody who thought that I was blowing smoke. But there's the squad, okay? AOC and her gaggle of retards, they're over there and their ranks are growing, mostly because it's the only jobs that those fucking sub 70 IQ morons can fucking get is get elected in incredibly safe districts. Okay, wonderful, fantastic. All of you people hail from what? New York, fucking Dearborn, Michigan, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Oh yeah, real contentious elections right there. You'll slot in very nicely like Nancy Pelosi, who's been in Congress for 35 fucking years. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're gonna be changed. I had a picture, okay, just to refresh my memory. A Daily Mail article. It was actually, I was going to use that for the Nancy Pelosi stuff, but realistically, I don't fucking care. Just retire already. Just give it up. But I understand you're just going to backbench now. And I don't know, pass on your sagely wisdom, like how many fingers of gin makes a nice martini. I don't care. But no, she laid the blueprint. AOC came in all full of piss and vinegar and loads from frat boys that her ginger cuck dork of a fiance was all too willing and able to lap up. She'll be making probably, well, what is she? She would be 35 by the time 2024 elections roll around. She's going to have a long old fucking career in Congress, okay? By the time I die, she's still going to be in fucking Congress, okay? Never going to reach any higher than that. She might launch a presidential campaign once or twice, but no, man, she has her eyes on that gavel because that right there, you get all the prestige, but you have none of the responsibility that's out there. It's a pretty sweet gig if you can get it. But anyways, what did Steny Hoyer's old fucking crusty ass have to say? Like my dear friend John Lewis. Oh, a deep racist. Oh no, James Clyburn. Sorry, I did a big racism. I mixed up two dogshit members of Congress together. My mistake. Same politics, just mixed it up. But like my dear friend John Lewis, yes, who just about single-handedly took down the Tea Party movement in 2010, where he said, I was called the N-word on the steps of the Capitol building, and Andrew Breitbart, God rest his soul, put up, what, $100,000 or like $1 million reward for anybody who could produce video evidence or audio recordings of that situation happening. But John Lewis, real good guy. I believe God's work for us is to create that beloved community. See, these people see themselves as like apostates from the Lord, and it's like, okay, cool, you're not that fucking important, okay? But even though media likes to lionize and give them the fucking platform in order to fluff up their own ego, I remember a time, and this is one of the things that I love Trump's announcement for, even though Megyn Kelly, which I don't know anybody's fucking taking that bitch's name seriously when it comes to this stuff. Remember, she was one of the big opponents of Trump in 2016, and all of a sudden she's been cozying up to a bunch of different conservatives in the interim. It's like, why are you taking this bitch's advice seriously? She runs a third-rate podcast. And just because she's vaguely attractive for somebody pushing 50, everybody wants to simp for her fucking boilerplate neocon ideas. Get the fuck out of here. I fell asleep. I thought it was boring. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, that's all nice. Hopefully you got up and fixed your husband something to eat so he stayed up and was able to listen to the entire speech. Sorry he couldn't captivate you for 69 minutes. Nice. But I'm sure you were taking your notes so you could, I don't know, whenever Ben Shapiro fires Candace Owens, you can just slot right in there at Daily Wire. Fuck off. Are we about done with Steny Hoyer? Fuck this old man. Okay, Pelosi, 82, and Hoyer, 82. Fucking oof. Oh, yeah, and James Clyburn, right? Yeah, 82. All three of them are stepping down. Okay, we'll see where their replacements are coming from. But, oh, yeah, James Clyburn, South Carolina. That could be interesting, but I think that's probably the most tenuous location. But he'll be able to pick a successor, just like all of them, okay? Pelosi's going to pick somebody from the tree of Gavin Newsom and just put him in there. And Steny Hoyer, I don't know what the fuck he's going to do. Really doesn't much matter, and James Clyburn, the less said about him, the better. But yes, apparently Nancy Pelosi assembled everybody that's in there. I've seen some clips of this speech, and I don't really fucking care all that much. It looked like there was a lot of Democrats there, and this is a big event for them, I guess, or whatever. And she's saying, I'm going to be stepping down and all that stuff. But guess what? House speech was skipped by most senior Republican officials because guess what? They had work to do today. You know, this is going to be weird, okay, because I've been taking a dump on conservative ink lately, okay, the establishment GOP, but, yo, man, it looks like, at least at the House level, I can't speak for the Senate or anything higher than that. It looks like they're going to be going to work here very soon, but first and foremost, okay, a man who was funded to the tune of $200 million by the RNC, Mitch McConnell directed money, for his re-election campaign just this past week, okay? Even though he was polling 15, 20 points ahead of his opponent, but definitely needed that $200 million and definitely isn't setting himself up to be, at least this is what the institution wants over top of it, okay? Trying to set him up to be, you know, the scapegoat, okay? He's going to be the spoiler for Trump. Good old Ron DeSantis right there. And again, I like Ron. And I was waiting to reserve judgment on all this stuff until Ron DeSantis spoke. Mostly because, well, here's his opinion on this shit. DeSantis on rumored civil war with Trump. People just need to chill out. You're fucking right, they do, because guess what? All of this stuff is a concoction of the media, okay? This is the establishment at full fucking press. They want to purge the Republican Party of the American first troublemakers, because guess what? All they want to do is just affirm the status quo. Don't rock the boat, collect a fucking paycheck, pay lip service to their constituents, and then just get consistently reelected. They don't want to actually fucking do anything. Remember what George W. Bush ended up accomplishing outside of the Patriot Act? Nothing. I don't want to downplay, you know, the after effects of the Patriot Act. That shit was fucking terrible, but not much, okay? HW, like, that was just when I was born. What did he end up doing? Raising taxes and pseudo-collapsing the economy. Good for you. You got the warm hand. Yes, here's the warm handoff, yes. From the incredibly popular Ronald Reagan. And he did fuck all with it. Just the malaise of politics in general from the time I was born all the way up until... You could do for a little bit of Obama, more for campaigning for Obama than for the rest of it, okay? There was a whole bunch of nothing until Trump showed up. It was one Bushite after a Clintonite after establishment hack after establishment hack. It was just contingent on them having an R or a D next to their name. You didn't have to worry about movements, and whenever a populist would arise, oh, the establishment would just flush them the fuck out, never support them, pretend like they are a cancerous cyst, and fucking hope they fall off. Well, ain't gonna be happening this time around because this movement is not going anywhere, okay? It's got a catchy name this time around, the MAGA movement. It's a big bugaboo of the Biden administration because they're stupid enough to keep saying it over and over again. And you think the party of branding and optics would understand that, oh yeah, trying to demonize making America great again is not exactly the best idea if you're trying to market yourself as some sort of patriots and actually we are the party of America. Doesn't look really good when the other side is trying to campaign for making the country the best it possibly can. Not good optics, okay? And this is why it's going to fail this time around in some form or fashion of America first, make America great again. That movement is going to succeed because there are actual people, okay, who campaigned on that platform who actually believe it this time around, okay? Not trying to ride the wave of popularity. They champion it, they live it, and they are successful by it. And I would consider Ron DeSantis in that group as well. I like Ron. If anything fucked up happens to Trump in the next 2 years, he's the guy. He's going to get overwhelming support. Like I said yesterday, the Democrats would be fucking retarded, and I don't put this past them, to indict Trump, bar him from holding office, because Trump can just go, well, you can see the deep state was after me, and then just give, yes, the warm handoff to Ron DeSantis, and that'll just be fucking it for everybody, because that galvanizes them around one fucking person. And that was the pitch I was making for Trump yesterday. Okay, everybody should be galvanizing around him. Okay, one united focus forward, because you have that agenda right at your fucking feet. Okay, it is popular, it has worked everywhere, it has been implemented. Get behind that. But there's too much bickering, at least at the Senate level. But the House, we'll get to the House here in a second, because I want to flesh out these comments by Ron DeSantis here first. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis tamped down the establishment media's effort to escalate the supposed rift between former President Donald Trump and the governor, telling reporters people just need to chill out. The remark came at the end of a news conference on Wednesday following the governor's awarding $8.7 million for Hurricane Ian, recovery. When asked about the potential civil war brewing in the GOP, it isn't happening. Stop trying to make it happen. It's like fetch. It's not going to happen. With people supposedly choosing between Trump and DeSantis. Oh my God, I seen that on. There was a fucking Twitter clip that was around there that just looked like, just the glowiest of ops I've ever seen. A bunch of people decked out head to toe in MAGA gear, stepping on a Ron DeSantis 2022 re-election campaign, where you can still see the fold marks from the package that it just came out in, and everybody's just a little bit too perfectly demographically cast. It's like, oh my God, you can see Rick Wilson pull up in his fucking panel van just off screen. It's so pathetic. It's like, oh my God, do you guys see this rift that's out there? Or the fact that the media, like yesterday, running through all of that stuff for just about an hour, okay? They're just trying to gaslight you. Nobody liked that announcement. Oh my God, nobody's paying attention to it. And I tried to mention this, but we're just getting so esoteric with all this stuff, because I got so much shit to say. It's just I don't really have that much of a guideline. This is just all stream of consciousness stuff, and if you don't like it, you've already tuned out. So just, indulge me for a moment here. Anybody who's running on the ticket for a couple of the elections that are going to be happening next year, 2023, and then for 2024, okay? Understand that network media is not your friend. I seen something about CNN and how they're not going to be covering Trump all that much. It's like, shut your fucking mouth, okay? You guys need ratings desperately. Trump daddy is your fucking cash cow. So yeah, it's just going to be the same cycle over and over again, okay? Mainstream media is fucking dead, okay? They bought a little bit too hard into the feels over reals, okay? And because they possess nobody there that's an actual real human being, because everybody, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, regardless, all of these people are vacuous fucks that just read directly off a teleprompter. They can't do what I do. They can't do what you do. Vocalize your own opinions in front of a camera into a microphone. They cannot do that, okay? They need a team of writers to feed them their opinions, for them to regurgitate out ad nauseum 4 or 5 times a week, and then just check out for the weekend and go wherever they cannot see anybody browner than Mariah Carey. You want to make sure that the MAGA movement actually has lasting power, America First continues on into the future, you have to go into alternative tech, okay? We seen the numbers from Rumble yesterday, okay? They were cracking 600,000 concurrent views on 2 separate channels, 1.2, 1.3. Even with the other ancillary watch parties that are around there, no word of lie, 1.5 million people on one fucking platform watching Trump's announcement. You're going to try to tell me that that dude's not fucking popular? Shut your goddamn mouth. I think Ron DeSantis totally knows that, because again, I was just pointing it out, and I like Ron. I like Ron. Don't get me wrong on this, okay? He can't pull Trump numbers, okay? Like, you've seen his rallies that are out there. They're better than Biden's, but then again, I could draw better than Biden. That's the same one. Everybody knows DeSantis is number 2. I think that this is a pretty obvious sentiment that is held out there by anybody who is conservative-minded, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Somebody who's likely to vote for Republican because the opposition is so fucking terrible. DeSantis is on your short list, okay? If he's not your number 2, he's your number 3, or he's at least in your top 5 of future Republican presidential candidates. Like, you'd vote for him if he was at the top of the card, okay? He would not be disqualified disqualified, like I would for probably Kristi Noem, several other people that are, she doesn't have a spine, okay? I remember, steel trap between these fucking ears, I remember she vetoed a bill that went through the South Dakota State House, okay? Went through the House, went through the Senate, got right to her desk, and she vetoed it. Now, what was that bill? Well, that was a bill banning women having their sports teams taken over by trans women, okay? It was incredibly popular. It was popular throughout the nation, and she didn't want to rock the boat with the NCAA. And then, like, a couple of days later, Ron DeSantis just went and signed that bill. It's like, nope, this is great. This is what the people want, and we're just going to go ahead and sign that. And then she eventually made an executive order because she has no fucking spine. Haven't heard from her lately, have ya? Case in fucking point. Oh yeah, and then on my personal short list, that's right up there, Carrie Lake too. Carrie Lake's fucking great. But oh yeah, just put a nice little bow on the Ron DeSantis stuff, because finally we have the words coming out of his mouth instead of media speculation, because they need views, okay? Because you take a look at alt tech that are out there, basically everybody's saying the same stuff I am, okay? Because I took a look at some of my other competitors or other people in this fucking sphere, whatever the hell you want to call them, okay? And they're saying the exact same thing. It's like, okay, the establishment is really trying to push DeSantis on us. The mainstream media is really trying to foment a civil war because they need fucking ratings. Everybody's ratings are atrocious, okay? Everybody's down. Everybody's eyeballs are elsewhere, okay? If YouTube could stop tripping over its own dick, it would be the biggest media platform ever. But no. They're just going to continue to spiral into fucking irrelevance. And then you have Rumble popping off. And if they can maintain even a fraction of the level of growth that's on there right now, and the amount of content creators that are coming over to the platform and taking it fucking seriously, this landscape is going to look so fucking different. And Trump, anybody running in the Senate, anybody running for governor in 2023 and 2024 doesn't harness the new wave of energy behind alternative media, you're not doing it right. You really aren't doing it right. So yeah, if Trump's not on, you guys know he was one of the inspirations behind me starting this channel right here. Somebody who I don't like all that much, mostly because I think his coverage is, oh, let's read a couple of headlines and then I'll just tell you personal stories and a couple of anecdotes in order to just fill out and pad out the time length and then just go, okay, cool, I'll see you again, and then make sure that you tune into my live stream later. But I would love to see Trump turn up on Tim Pool's Timcast in the evening. He should be down there because that's where the fucking eyeballs are. That's where the engagement happens. That's where, I can't say uncensored conversations can be happening, but at least more humanistic conversations can be happening. Trump should also go on Steven Crowder, another person who I really like for his research and his political insights, okay? But somebody, as a comedian, I've laughed at Amy Schumer's outfits more than I have at Steven Crowder. But he's got his little chuckle fucks in the gallery, so it'll always seem like a really high-energy, fun show. Dave Landau was better when he was with Anthony Cumia, but that's neither here nor there. Embrace alt-tech, okay? My absolute wildest dream is Trump on Fresh and Fit, but that'll never happen, but that would be the funniest fucking thing that I have ever seen in my entire life, and I pray that that happens. It's not going to happen, but come on, make this boy's dream, okay? Anyways, what did Ron DeSantis have to say about this? Okay, so yeah, amid the brewing speculation, the fucking forced narrative, we just finished this election. He began. People need to chill out a little bit on some of this stuff. I mean, seriously, we just ran an election. DeSantis continued. We have this Georgia Senate runoff coming, which is very important for Republicans to win that Georgia runoff. Yeah, no, exactly. So just fucking chill out for a second, you dumb cunts, okay? Stop trying to generate infighting just because, my drama. DeSantis pointed to the historic victories in the Sunshine State in the last week's midterm election, emphasizing that he secured a historic victory because of his administration-led, delivered, and had your back when you needed us. Yeah, no, exactly. Florida served as the brightest spot for Republicans in the midterms, he said, noting that it was not so bright in many other parts of the country. Very much true. Very much true. But one thing that I have seen him say lately that I do 1000% agree with, and I think I probably made mention to this as well, another statement that he made, that Florida is the blueprint for the rest of the country going forward. And I've seen the media try to spin that in a couple of different ways, but the way that they handled this past election, having basically every vote counted within a matter of hours, and it's like, yeah, no, that should be the blueprint for the rest of the country. Like, what the fuck are we doing at this point? And that's another reason why I liked Trump's announcement speech when he's like, paper ballots, fuck those machines, kick them to the goddamn curb. They're all stupid and awful. He was a little more presidential about it, but hey, the same message across. But what are the House Republicans doing? Okay, enough cock teasing on this one. They're going after Biden. I hope that they are actually serious about this, and the fact that they just waited, not one full day after securing the House. Hey man, I give them big ups for that one. And what a motley crew. Like, I know Jim Jordan is that's Donald, oh fuck, I forget his name. And of course I remember his first name because obviously narcissism creeping in for a moment, but if they're serious about this is fulfilling a campaign promise, because I said, if we take back the House, we're going to be investigating Joe Biden, care of his son's laptop, and here we go. This is a good first start. I'm a little bit skeptical about all of the establishment hacks that held on to their positions of power. Kevin McCarthy was probably at the bottom of that list, but still, as long as he authorizes this shit, we're going to be, totally fine on this one. House Oversight Committee will investigate President Joe Biden and his involvement in his son Hunter's foreign business deals. Representative James Comer and Jim Jordan announced on November 17th, ahead of the GOP retaking the chamber in the new year. Contrary to the president's claims, the elder Biden was directly involved in Hunter's international business dealings, said Comer. The incoming chair of the committee, citing whistleblower evidence. Tony Bobulinski, if it was. What was that video came out yesterday? Very, very good timing on that one, I guess. This is an investigation of Joe Biden, the President of the United States, and why he lied to the American people about his knowledge and participation in his family's international business schemes, he said at the press conference. Comer said that the Biden family flourished and became millionaires by simply offering access to the family. God, this one, I could see this one getting railroaded, because remember, the FBI has had an open investigation into Hunter Biden's laptop since 2019, but they couldn't come up with any of this stuff. But, okay, all of a sudden the Republicans get control of this stuff, and it's like, what the fuck is going on here? The committee will evaluate the status of Joe's relationship with his family's foreign partners, and whether he, as a president who is compromised or swayed by foreign dollars and influence. Yeah, but this is interesting, okay, because I can at least see the connections here. This is so much different than just bringing, the heads of Google and Twitter and Facebook in front of a stupid committee just to get a dressing down, and then everybody at the end of the day can just shake hands and just okay, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, and nothing ends up coming of this. This one right here will be an investigation, and if they find anything, they have the power to impeach him, because they're going to have the majority, okay? We don't know by how much yet, because, of course, elections now take weeks, whatever. They have an opportunity, and they have the ability to impeach Biden and actually find all the information, not just do some fucking knee-jerk, oh my god, we retake the House now, all of a sudden we're going to impeach the president, like what Nancy Pelosi just did back in 2018. What do they got? What are they going on? The committee Republicans released a report Thursday outlining their findings and claimed that they have uncovered evidence of federal crimes committed by or to the benefit of the Biden family. Now, the Biden family business dealings implicate a wide range of criminality, from human trafficking to potential violations of the Constitution. Yeah, kind of like treason. I'm just saying. Such crimes, according to Comer, include conspiracy to defraud the United States, wire fraud, a violation of Foreign Agents Registration Act, a violation of Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, tax evasion, money laundering, and violations for the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. Yeah, no, that all sounds about on level. Citing media reports, Comer said he has more than 150 transactions from the Biden's business dealings that have flagged by U.S. banks through filings of suspicious activity reports. U.S. banks are required by law to flag cash transactions exceeding $10,000 per day and automatically file SARs with the Treasury Department agency in an effort to prevent criminal activities such as money laundering and tax evasion. One SAR generated by an American bank to the Treasury Department connects Hunter Biden and his business associates to international human trafficking, among other illegal activities. Remember all those hooker pictures that were on the laptop? Yeah, let's come back to bite him in his crack-riddled ass. His ass crack, but just, you know, the thing that he likes to smoke out of a pipe that's not Parmesan cheese. SAR shows that Hunter Biden was conducting business with suspected human traffickers. What? Like actual confirmed madams? I can't believe that at all whatsoever. Especially don't believe when he said no yellows. It's like, come on, we know that you like to go over to China. Come on now. Comer noted that committee Republicans have pressed the Treasury Department to release SAR records, but the Treasury Department has refused. Well, if they set up this committee, they're going to have subpoena power. Oh, it's funny when that shoe is on the other fucking foot, now isn't it? They will continue to pursue those records in a new Congress, he said, when the Republicans hold subpoena power. There it is, folks. As part of our investigation, we have evidence that the finances, credit cards, and bank accounts of Hunter and Joe Biden were commingled. Yeah, we've seen that. I don't know if that video, I don't remember if that was the previous. I got several more Hunter and Joe Biden and Jim Biden videos that are in the can. Pause. So over the next few days, it's going to make a lot more sense because all of the stuff that they're saying right there is information that we've seen leak out over the past couple of days. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'll be very interested. Obviously, this is just all big talk right now. We're still a month and change away from the new Congress, which is kind of fucking wild to think about because we're halfway through November and the new Congress doesn't get sworn in until January 3rd, I think I see, which is also going to signal the end of that January 6th House committee because how many people are fucking leaving that shit? Oh, it's so fucking beautiful at the end of the day. So yeah, it's weird. Good job, Nancy Pelosi, for actually holding an L and gonna go chill out in the back room. I would have preferred if you would have, like actually retired, you old bag. But, you can take the victories when you get them. Ron DeSantis for cleaning up that stuff, okay? Or adding clarity on that one, just saying that, you guys need to fucking chill for a second. And then also for House Republicans, to at least signaling they're actually going to be worth your votes this time around. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.